Hi, I'm Dr. Vamsi Krishna. I'm 27 year old from Hyderabad. Uh, so yes, this is my first video. This is the first time that I'm sitting in front of a camera, uh, talking, wanting to explain about an experience, or share about an experience uh, that I've felt. Uh, I have been sharing about this experience with my friends, with my relatives, and I was like, Ray Maitadi, just let's just record a video and I'll put it on YouTube. If anyone watches it, if anyone comes across it, it might might help them at some point together, or it might motivate someone to live like this, maybe. What I wanted to talk about is my experience of 60 days of conscious living. Before telling why did I choose to live consciously and what do I mean by living consciously, I'll also try to explain what was the reason or what did I realize that I took a decision to live like this. I've written a lot of matter, but I'll briefly explain why did I choose Anayatiti. What did I observe until in today's world we tend to live mostly very unconscious. We don't really have the awareness of our deepest senses that actually resonate with the soul. We tend to live predominantly with the senses that cater to the ego or the gross physical aspect of life. And we often mistake our truest needs by the wants of the ego. And ikkada ego ante not attitude or not command or not telugulo aham antaru. It's not that. The way that I understood ego after so many years of my life is ego is an entity in itself, as a part of you know us. It's a part of us which where the primary function of ego is to protect and for the survival of the body. But through years of people living unconsciously and unaware we gave too much importance to ego and its wants. Like, we have been conditioned to provide for the wants of the ego rather than focusing on if the wants of the ego deeply resonates with our soul or not అని తెలియకుండా, like అర్థం చేసుకోకుండా. So basically, um, I'll try to explain in the way that I understood. నాకు అర్థమైన వేలో I'll try to explain the differences where you live to cater to the needs of your soul, or where you cater or you live to cater to the wants of your ego. When it comes to soul, when you want your life, or when it's towards your soul, like the journey is towards your soul anko, it's always constant. Like, because each person has their own unique soul. Like how each person is unique antaro, their soul is also unique, and the journey to the soul is also unique. It is not dependent on the external factors. It is completely independent, and irrespective of your religion, your region, your socioeconomic background, your cultural background, doesn't change. But when it comes to ego gada, the wants of the ego, or the things you want to cater to the wants of the ego, will always keep changing, and it keeps changing depending upon the situations, depending upon your peers, your friends, your colleagues, the new trends, social media. So అర్థమవుతుంది కదా how things ego కావాల్సుకున్నాయి మాత్రం they keep changing. And more often than not, the wants of the ego ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో, they are really simple, they're easy, and they're very temporary. And if once I fulfill a want that is fueled by my ego anko, it will be very temporary. I'll give you an example. See, right now I think market lo iPhone 16, 17, whatever is there. నాకేదో ఉంది phone, and I have people around me, నా ఫ్రెండ్స్ వాళ్ళందరూ ఉన్నారు, అండ్ ఒక కొత్త ఫోన్ రిలీజ్ అయింది ఐఫోన్ 16. And then I will be like, అవి నాకు కావాలి ఐఫోన్. Like, first thing, I wouldn't be అంత interested in buying it also. నా చుట్టుపక్కల ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు కొనుక్కున్నారు అనుకో, in my social circle, I really want to buy that phone. When it's coming from the ego, I really want to buy that phone. And somehow I buy that phone అనుకో, అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ అవుతుంది, నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ 17 వస్తుంది, దాని నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ 18 వస్తుంది. అండ్ the moment 17 and 18 comes kada, somewhere inside I'll feel like, "Arey, 18 వచ్చింది or 17 వచ్చింది, I want to buy it." And this will start increasing as soon as ఇప్పుడు నీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు కూడా కొనడం స్టార్ట్ చేసినారు అనుకో, న్యూయర్ థింగ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్, you feel more threatened by the changes outside, the changes of the external agents. Uh, and when it comes to soul kada, soul ki doesn't depend which phone you are using. uh, it depends, like soul ki, it depends upon the connection that you're having with another person on the other side of the phone. అవతల వైపు ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళతో నువ్వు ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నావు, వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కనెక్షన్ యు ఆర్ బిల్డింగ్, వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ యు ఆర్ బిల్డింగ్, వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ యు ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్, దట్ మేక్స్ మోర్ వెయిటేజ్ ఫర్ సోల్. బట్ నాట్ ఏం ఫోన్ వాడుతున్నావు, దానికి ఇయర్ పాడ్స్ ఉన్నాయా లేదా, లేదంటే దానికి ఏం కేసు వేసినావు, దీస్ థింగ్స్, దీస్ డజంట్ మ్యాటర్ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు యునో soul. Briefగా, this is the difference between soul and ego is what I've understood. And ఇప్పుడు ఈగోకి the newer, like external agents ద్వారా నీ జర్నీ will form. But so when you become aware, when you become conscious about yourself and you observe yourself more అనుకో, when you really want to go towards the innermost part of you, the innermost soul నీ లోపట ఉన్న దానికి అంటే, the journey will be directed by your soul only. Like there's no other person will come and tell you idi chahiye adi chahiye ani. See, people who might have uh, taken that path earlier, they could help you, or itla cheste you might ani, but they will never be like ide cheyali ani. It's different. Once you observe yourself clear ga, take time, it becomes a little tough when it comes to soul. నేను చెప్పినా కదా, వాంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద ఈగో ఆర్ సింపుల్, ఈజీ అండ్ టెంపరరీ అని. బట్ when it comes to soul, it's not simple, it's not easy, and it's definitely not temporary once you reach it. So yeah, this is what I have understood. So yeah, I told my experience with conscious living anna kada. What I meant by it ante, I wanted to take control over my senses, like the primary senses. Most of the time generally మనం ఏం చూస్తాం, or when you look at yourself or when you look at the people, the world in general also, they are driven by their senses rather than, even if fulfilling those senses, tagadam, smoking, eating junk, watching porn, or all those things, you're catering to the senses kada. Even though you know that they're affecting you in a negative way, you don't be anta aware and conscious about how is it affecting you on it. You just give the driving seat and the steering to the senses. And this time I was like, when I realized this, I didn't wanted to give the steering to senses. I wanted to control my senses. నాకు షుగర్ ఇష్టం చాలా. I eat sugar. I know it's bad for health, but I eat. And నాకు నాన్ వెజ్ ఇష్టం. And I know there is no అంత తప్పేం లేదు నాన్ వెజ్ తినడంలో, but eating non veg is a desire that I have, a deep desire that I have. నాకు ఇష్టం. So I wanted to get control over taste. So I stopped eating non veg. And smoking, drinking, smoking up, these are something that never resonated with my soul, but I did it anyway, just to numb the pain, or just to escape from reality. And by catering to these three gada, smoking up and drinking, I've lost so many beautiful moments where I had to be present, conscious ga. I lost meaningful relationships. I had a very bad relationship with myself, just because me giving, it's like there's a conflict. When you really ask me, do I want to do those from inside? No. Ego gets threatened when emotions and feelings get very intense, and it wants to escape or numb it. And then I was like, started doing those, and that never resonated with me like deep, but I did it anyway, and I didn't like it. And masturbation is something I've been doing since 2012 to 2025. It's been years, 22 years, sorry, 12 years which I've been continuously masturbating without like I didn't even know how it feels to not masturbate. And I wanted to get control over all those things. I was like, Ledu, I can't let my senses take over me. And especially I do that when I lose something, when I'm extremely hurt about something, ఆ టైప్లో. అండ్ దిస్ టైమ్ వెన్ ఐ లాస్ట్ సంథింగ్ వెరీ ప్రెషస్ ఇన్ మై లైఫ్ కదా, ఐ లుక్ బ్యాక్ అండ్ ఐ వాజ్ లైక్, ప్రతిసారి సంథింగ్ నెగటివ్ హ్యాపెండ్, వాట్ డిడ్ ఐ డూ, అండ్ వాట్ వాస్ ద, అంటే ఏం మిస్టేక్స్ చేసిన నేను నా లైఫ్లో దట్ ద సైకిల్స్ ఆర్ ద ప్యాటర్న్స్ కెప్ట్ రిపీటింగ్. అండ్ దిస్ is something, catering to senses was something I didn't like it. I didn't want to give it again this time when when I had to face the reality, when I didn't want to escape my feelings. This was the main reason. I was like, I will not do, I will not drink, I will not smoke, I will not smoke up, I will not masturbate, I will not eat non-veg, I will not eat sugar. Like, these are my primary wants, or you know, bad habits that I have, and I wanted to get control over my senses. And next 60 days, నేను అనుకున్నప్పటి నుంచి I have done it. And the change that it got me was very profound, very positive. నా లైఫ్లో one of the best gift that I have given to myself ante those 60 days of consciously living, where I didn't let any external agents to alter my consciousness. Like, I didn't let uh, my senses to take control over me this time. I took control over them. And by doing this, it's not what I've lost in those 60 days, it's what I've gained in those 60 days. And what I gained was extremely beautiful for me. It was blissful. ఎందుకు అంటే I've lived life with presence. Like, I was not chasing emotions, I was not chasing peacefulness, I was not chasing happiness, I was not avoiding anger, I was not avoiding sadness. I was sitting with all the emotions with utmost awareness and presence. And when I started living like that, and when I was, you know, actively saying no to the things that had control over me కదా, ఐ వాస్ ఫీలింగ్ వెరీ గుడ్. సి, ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ నేను ఇవేం చేయట్లేదు కదా అని చెప్పి రోజంతా ఇంట్లోనే ఉండి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళకుండా ఎవరిని కలవకుండా లేకుండా. ఐ వెంట్ టు పార్టీస్, ఐ మెట్ పీపుల్, ఐ హావ్ బీన్ ఆఫర్డ్ లైక్, అరే మందు దాగన్నారు, సిగరెట్ దాగన్నారు, జాయింట్ కొట్టు అన్నారు, నాన్ వెజ్ తినమన్నారు, స్వీట్స్ ఇచ్చిండ్రు. I was offered all those things in parties, but every time I said no, it was a very small victory at that point. But నా కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ grew multifold as days went by. Confidence grew, my self-respect grew. And చెప్తున్నా కదా, I didn't chase emotions, I was just present. I was observing, asal what is this doing to me. I started to notice, I became more aware of my mental patterns, my emotional patterns, my behavioral patterns. I've become more conscious. And one of the biggest changes enti ante, I started experiencing life in the form of frequencies and energies. It sounds very preachy, it sounds not real, but honestly, that's what I felt like when I meet someone, when I'm going to a place, when I'm interacting with anyone or whatever, I started experiencing life more on frequencies and energies, like what kind of frequency the other person was bringing. Am I, like, after spending time with that person, am I feeling, drained, or am I feeling energized? When I met really positive people kada, I could actually feel how my energy was absorbing their energy or feeling better. Or when a negative energy people తో ఉన్నప్పుడు నా ఎనర్జీస్ ఎట్లా డ్రైన్ అవుతుంటే I became very conscious, I became very awareness of it. And my consciousness grew very profound. ఎట్లా అంటే, like like as a person I have my own consciousness, this universe has its own super consciousness kada. Like, I could feel that my consciousness and super consciousness are part of it, and it's a part of me. And the both consciousness were in constant communion with each other. I could sense energies flow through me. My life didn't feel like an autopilot. నేను ఇంతకు ముందు చూసుకుంటే my life went very much on an autopilot, like లేస్తుండే అయితుండే, like without experiencing things. But once I started living like this kada, I started living with presence, like waking up, talking to people, my thoughts, thinking, everything I've become more conscious and more aware of. నా ముందటి నుంచి ఏదో పరద తీసేసినట్టు అనిపిస్తుండే. Everything has become more clear. And one thing, so meditation has always helped me. In 2020 nunchi I started meditating, and this time my meditations have grew more better. Like I could feel alive. I feel alive ante, see, every living being has an intelligence. Like the intelligence is what making the living being a living being, is what I believe. And the primary source of energy, the primary source of life, everyone has it. Every living being has it. Even I have it, you have it, cows have it, dogs have it, plants have it, all the living beings have it kada. And constant ka, I was actually feeling the ball of intelligence or the ball of fire inside me. Body lo every cell has intelligence anko. I could feel it. It sounds very, you know, fake tanara, what is he talking about? See, I can't really explain it etla in the vocabulary that I have right now, or with the knowledge that I have right now. But this is the best that I could explain. This is the best that I could put it into words. And not catering to these things gada, to my senses gada, I had much more time to focus my energies on better things. I've read lot of books. I've read lot of books on spirituality, about psychiatry, about neuroscience, about brain, about energies, about quantum theories. Like I watched many videos, I read many books, and the amount of knowledge that I gained was also very much improved. When it comes to negative thoughts kada, there's something that I've realized okay 1 2 weeks back. I don't have negative thoughts, bro. I've all my life I have suffered with negative thoughts. I suffered with negative thoughts, and if something that I'm not good at, if something didn't happen according to me, ante I used to label myself, I used to judge myself, I used to be so hard on myself, like, yeah, obviously you don't deserve it, or నీకంత scene లేదు. All the negative things just vanished. నాకు 99% reduction ఉంది. When I look back, అరే నేను నెగటివ్ థింగ్స్ అని ఆలోచించినప్పుడు కూడా ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్ నెగటివ్ అబౌట్ మై సెల్ఫ్. ఇక్కడ కూడా ఒక అనాలజీ ఇవ్వాలంటే చెప్తా. ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ ఇన్ గ్రౌండ్ ఫ్లోర్, ఐ నీడెడ్ టు గో సమ్వేర్, పైకో కిందికో ఎక్కడికో వెళ్ళాలి, బట్ ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ టు ఆపరేట్ లిఫ్ట్ అనుకో. మై నెగటివ్ థింకింగ్ యూస్ టు బి లైక్, అరే నీకు లిఫ్ట్ పని చేయడం, లిఫ్ట్ యూజ్ చేయడం కూడా రాదారా, చల్ యూ డోంట్ డిజర్వ్ టు బీ ఆన్ గ్రౌండ్ ఫ్లోర్, పో ఏదో బేస్మెంట్లో ఉండి పో, లైక్ బేస్మెంట్ 2లో ఉండు, బేస్మెంట్ 3లో ఉండు, యూ డోంట్ డిజర్వ్ టు గో టు హయ్యర్ ఫ్లోర్స్ అన్న టైప్లో ఉంటుండే. Now when I think about something that I'm not good at or something that I don't know, I'm not beating myself as much as I was beating myself before. So this, and basically షుగర్ ఆపేసినుండే నేను. షుగర్ ఆపేసినప్పుడు మై స్కిన్ బికేమ్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ గుడ్. లైక్ ఎట్లా అంటే there was no spots, there was no acne, it was glowing, it was glass లాగా ఉంది. నేను ఒక పార్టీకి వెళ్ళిన, అక్కడ వన్ ఆఫ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్ ఈజ్ స్టడీయింగ్ డర్మాట్, అండ్ ఇంకొక ఫ్రెండ్ వాళ్ళ ఫియాన్సీ వాళ్ళ వైఫ్, వైఫ్ అంటున్నా ఫ్రెండ్, షీఈ్ ఆల్రెడీ నాకన్నా ఒక 3 4 years పెద్ద, షీఈ్ అ డర్మటాలజిస్ట్ ఇన్ అ క్లినిక్. ఐ వాజ్ ఆస్కింగ్, అరే హౌ కెన్ ఐ ఇంప్రూవ్ మై స్కిన్ ఆర్ సంథింగ్, అండ్ దే వర్ లైక్, అరే నువ్వు మేల్ అయ్యి ఉండి ఎంత బాగుంది తెలుసా నీ స్కిన్, యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు ఆస్క్, లైక్ ఐ థింక్ డూ యూ మెయింటైన్ ఇట్ అని అడిగాను. లైక్ నో, ఐ డోంట్ మెయింటైన్ ఇట్, ఐ జస్ట్ స్టాప్డ్ హ్యావింగ్ షుగర్ అండ్ ఐ డూ బ్రీదింగ్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్. అది తప్ప ఐ డోంట్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్. జస్ట్ బికాజ్ నేను షుగర్ ఆపినందుకు అంత మంచిగా అయినుండే నా స్కిన్. And my mental clarity was really good. Ante my mental clarity was good ante I became more aware of my feelings, of my emotions, and I didn't feel bad or I didn't fear facing my emotions. And I sat with my, you know, intense emotions, I sat with my sadness, I sat with my grief, I sat with my anger. I try to observe it with more awareness. I was like, where is it coming from, why is it coming from? uh, like I went more deeper, like I understood myself way better in this 60 days than I understood myself in my 26 years of life. Someone, if I could do it kada, anyone can do it. And if someone like me who lived very very unaware ga and unconscious ga before could experience this kind of clarity, this kind of blissfulness anko, everyone is capable of it. Humans ga we are capable of it ante I think we should live like that only. And it is then strong namata. So బేసికల్గా దిస్ ఛాలెంజ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ ప్లాన్డ్ ఇట్, లైక్ నేను ఒక 50 days చేస్తా అని చెప్పి పెట్టుకుండే. బట్ ఆ 50 days తర్వాత ఐ వాజ్ లైక్, అది చాలా నచ్చింది నాకు, ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు కంటిన్యూ ఇట్ అనుకున్నా. అండ్ దట్ ఐ కంటిన్యూ టు మెయింటైన్ దట్ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ 10 days ఆల్సో. 60 days బేసికల్గా ఐ ట్రై టు బీ లైక్ దట్. దాని తర్వాత ఒక రోజు బిర్యానీ తిన్నా. ఓ షిట్, ద మెయిన్ థింగ్ చెప్పడం మర్చిపోయినా నేను. See, when I started experiencing life in form of more frequencies and energies అన్నా కదా, like నేను ఆ 60 days whatever I was eating, I could I was very aware, I was very conscious about the food that I was eating. అంటే what kind of energy it's bringing into me, and ఆ ఎనర్జీ నా పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీలో ఎట్లా కలుస్తుంది అని బట్ దట్స్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ హౌ ఐ ఫెల్ట్. అండ్ యా, సో బేసికల్గా 60 days తర్వాత నాకు ఉట్టిగానే ఎందుకో బిర్యానీ తినబుద్ధి అయింది, అండ్ ఐ హ్యాడ్ బిర్యానీ. టేస్టీగా మంచిగానే ఉండే, బట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ ఫెల్ట్ వెన్ ఐ వాజ్ ఈటింగ్ వెజ్ కదా, లైక్ హౌ దిస్ energy was becoming a part of my energy అనేది, I didn't feel it with non-veg. I didn't like it that non-veg couldn't make me feel good అనే టైప్లో. దెన్ ఐ రియలైజ్ అరే మేబీ ఫ్యూచర్లో ఐ థింక్ ఐ స్టాప్ నాన్-వెజ్ అని. బట్ దెన్ ఐ కంటిన్యూడ్ ఈటింగ్ అట్లానే. ఎట్లాంటి బిర్యానీ తిన్నా కదా అని చెప్పి కొన్ని రోజుల తర్వాత ఐ మాస్టర్బేటెడ్. అండ్ వెన్ ఐ మాస్టర్బేటెడ్, మై దాన్ని ఏమంటారు, కాన్షియస్నెస్ కదా ఒక మెట్టు దిగిపోయినట్టు అనిపించింది. లైక్ యాక్చువల్గా ఐ కుడ్ ఫీల్ ఇట్. సరే, మాస్టర్బేషన్ అయిపోయింది, కొన్ని రోజులకు ఐ స్మోక్డ్ అప్. లైక్ ఒక 2 weeks బ్యాక్ ఆర్ 3 weeks బ్యాక్ ఐ స్మోక్డ్ అప్. అండ్ వెన్ ఐ స్మోక్డ్ అప్, వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్, నేను మాస్టర్బేషన్కి నాకు ఒక మెట్టు దిగిపోయినట్టు అనిపిస్తే, వెన్ ఐ స్మోక్డ్ అప్ ఐ లెట్ సంథింగ్ ఆల్టర్ విత్ మై కాన్షియస్నెస్ కదా, ఇట్ లిటరల్గా నాకు ఒక 10 steps దిగిపోయినట్టు అనిపించింది. అరే అరే నేను ఇంతసేపు నేను లైక్ వెన్ ఇట్ హిట్ మీ, ఐ వాజ్ లైక్ ఇంతసేపు నేను ఒక రూమ్లో ఉన్న, సడన్గా వేరే రూమ్కి వెళ్ళిపోయిన ఫీలింగ్ వచ్చింది నాకు. లైక్ అరే ద కైండ్ ఆఫ్ క్లారిటీ దట్ ఐ వాస్ క్యారింగ్, ద కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కాన్షియస్ presence that I was carrying, it immediately fell down. Amount of information my body was taking was much more when I was living very consciously. Etla ante my whole body has become like an antenna, and it was receiving a lot more information when compared to how I was living very unconsciously. In those 60 days, my memory grew. My like the amount of information that I could extract from a place, from a situation, from a person was much more compared to when I started doing all those things. Appude I realized, "Arey shit ra, what did I do? అసలు నేను ఏం చేసిన? I should have continued living like that only కదా. ఉట్టిగానే నేను I gave up to those senses." బట్ హానెస్ట్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఐ స్లోలీ టేపర్ ఆఫ్ మై సెల్ఫ్. లైక్ ఇప్పుడైతే షుగర్ తిననని పెట్టుకున్నా, 1 week అయితే షుగర్ తిని, ఐ థింక్ ఐ స్టాప్ ఈటింగ్ నాన్-వెజ్ ఆల్సో ఇంకా గట్టిగా, అండ్ ఐ స్టాప్ షుగర్ ఆల్సో. సో యా, దిస్ వాజ్ మై ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, అండ్ ఐ రియలీ వాంటెడ్ టు షేర్ ఇట్ విత్ పీపుల్, టు షేర్ ఇట్ విత్ ఎనీవన్ who can extract something positive from it. So yeah, this is my story. This is how I've lived those 60 days, and that is what my experience was. Direct na mind lo emosta చెప్పిన most of the things. Maybe I'll try to write a script where I could concise everything what I've experienced properly, and I'll try to talk based on that script, so it will look more structured and more better. But yeah, in fact today is a special day for me, 18th of July, and that was one of the main reasons that I wanted to record and upload it. So yeah, this is the thing. This is my experience. I hope me sharing about my experience will help someone at some point, and if it helps, I'm really very happy. Okay, chalo, bye. See you later maybe.